Namaskar. Welcome to Prakash on Basics. I'm Prakash Zog. Last time I mentioned the 25 factors that form the core of Sankhya Darshan or Sankhya philosophy. Um, let's go ahead. I'll first state them again and then let us understand them and their interrelationship, interdependence separately. The first factor is Purusha, that is the consciousness. The second is Prakriti, that is the potential of creativity, which is, of course, unmanifested in its nature. Uh, the third is Mahat, that is the intellect. The fourth is Ahankar, that is self realization, me, myself. Uh, Fifth is Mana, that is the mind. Then come a group of four, 5 units, the five sense organs known as the Panchendriyas: eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and skin. The five Tanmatras, the corresponding senses that we become aware of, that is the form or sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. The next five are the five action organs known as the Karmendriyas: the mouth, the hands, the legs, for excretion, the anus, and for reproduction, the reproductive organs of the male and the female. And all matter around is said to be made up of five more elements or five factors, which is Prithvi, Aap, Tej, Vayu, and Akash. That is earth, water, radiation, wind, and space. So, together, these 25 are the factors I talked of last time. Purusha, the first, Prakriti, the second, and in it, as a part of it, are these remaining 23 of them. What is this Prakriti for? The obvious something for which it exists is the Purusha. For without a sentient consciousness, the existence of this whole universe or present day multiverses are all meaningless. Excuse me. Purusha is the Chaitanya, that is consciousness. He is Gunatit, that is beyond attributes. He is Nishkriya, that is inactive. He is said to be Drashta, that is the one who observes. He is the illuminator. He is awareness itself. Actually, uh, intentionality of consciousness will give you a more correct idea of what Purusha is. Purusha is Anadi, that is without a beginning. He is Ananta, without an end. He is Amar, that is immortal in nature. And then again, every jiva or a living being is partly a Purush. It's more like the Atma that we talked of. But it also has a universal consciousness, more like the Brahma. And then Jiva Brahma na para, something that we talked of. Atma and Brahma are not separate. Same way here also. whether it is at an individual level or at the universal level. Purusha is the same. He is the foundation or the basis of all knowledge, of all experiences. He is the drashta, that is the visualizer, and the bhokta, the one who experiences everything that is around. Now, the second factor, prakruti. The word is made of two parts, pra and kruti. Pra is before, and kruti is creation. That's exactly what it is. Before creation, the potentiality to create everything is prakruti. It is called, or she is called, sarva garbha, the womb of everything. So sensible. Uh, it is jada, without chetana, matter, material, without consciousness. And it has all the three gunas, sattva guna, raja guna, and tamo guna. And they are originally in equilibrium. The three gunas and their concepts I have discussed in detail long back. We can go through that once more if you require. But here, uh, there are some additional aspects that are thought of when we relate them directly to Prakriti. Sattva here is brightness, a light. It is associated with being present in a pleasant form. Rajoguna is more associated with activity. Every action, every activity requires the existence of Rajoguna in the system. And Tama is inertia, tendency not to move, tendency to remain stable. That is Tamoguna. It is sometimes associated with the darker aspects. Not essentially true. And all these three are present, as we know, in every system. We cannot think of anything without inertia today, as far as physics or science is concerned. Uh, Prakriti has the ability but no realization. Purush is the pure consciousness. It realizes the need for a medium and interacts with the Prakriti. The Purush thus enlightens the darkness of Prakriti and imbalances the gunas that are present in it. The Prakriti realizes its potential and begins creation. The Sankhyas have used the same example that I mentioned at the end last time. One blind and one lame. Independently, they are useless. They are not capable of going into great productivity. But the instant they come together, they can practically do everything. And that's what Purush and Prakriti are. Which is more important? Not really true. They are said to be equal. And that two-ness, dualism, or Dvaita is the core of this Sankhya philosophy. This Purusha is something that causes all matter to take up the desired form. And not only that, the remaining 23 factors within this Prakriti. So that's what Prakriti and Purusha are. And the inherent 23 others. How do they interact? Let's look at it from a set of different examples, more relevant today rather than the ones mentioned there. Uh, let's begin with the basic, the one of ourselves, our own self. Think what happens when you are born. The existence of the whole universe is meaningless till you become aware of it. For me, for you, what was the universe before we were born or before we became aware of it, started understanding what it was? So that is the instant of creation for all of us, for you and for every individual one also, for me too. Uh, and other than me, everything else is Prakriti. So Purusha and everything else is Prakriti. What's the next step that happens as we are born? Uh, you begin to identify, distinguish things around it, for which you need your mental faculty which is math, intellect. And the first thing you become aware is that that's something else and I am something. That ahankar is the fourth factor. So mahat third, ahankar fourth. And then with the help of your mind, mana, and mahat, the intellect, you interact with all the matter that is around, made of the pancha mahabhutas, the five basic elements. For that, you use your five indriyas, sense the five tanmatras, and proceed in life interacting with the universe using your five karmendriyas. That's how you and your universe, me and my universe works. That's one way of looking at things. And then me and you get involved with this universe that is around us. Let's look at it from another angle. Something what I mentioned when I was discussing what Atma is. Purush is said to be more like Atma. Uh, Purush is the screen on which the film of Prakriti is being projected. Without the screen, the projection is meaningless. Just a screen is of no use at all. So together, they make a lot more sense. And they are both essential for this creation, that is the film that is being projected. One more hint in that, since all that is as mentioned in Vedantins, uh, Maya and Mithya, because that's not reality, that's just a film. Uh, let's look at it from another angle. Prakriti is like an electronic keyboard or a lathe machine or a set of actors ready to perform, or an extremely skilled musician, a singer, or a dancer. They all need an observer or an operator. Operator like electricity in the case of a keyboard or a lathe machine. or an observer, an audience to see and appreciate in the other cases. Till there, uh, till this electricity is not there, or till the audience is not there, the whole thing is just meaningless. It's just there. That's all. Uh, so the audience is just an observer. Ideally, it is said to be non-interactive, but it is their presence that makes the performance go, whether it is music or dance or the actors performing on the stage. For them, they are acting as if there is no one in front, but without them, they would never have acted. So, see the type of relation that exists. The Purush is that which triggers the Prakriti to use its potential to create. Actually, there is one more angle that we must look at on. I know this example is going to be a little difficult because it is from these modern ideas in physics that are present nowadays. Um, it says that the process of observation causes an electron to behave in a particular manner. It can behave as a particle or a solid matter particle or a wave particle duality. Uh, in by the very process of observation itself. There are some more phenomena that are being explained on the basis of this. The question is, how does the electron know that it is being observed? Its dual nature, its precise location pointing out, and other issues are all associated with the process of being observed itself. And that type of a relation between Prakriti and Purusha, the observer and the observed, is what exists in nature according to the Sankhyas. Ideally, the observer is non interactive. That doesn't really happen in practical day to day life. It's what we see around. What happens to you and to me? We tend to interact with everything that is around. Think what happens if the screen gets involved in the storyline of the film that is being projected on it? It gets angry or it gets sad because of what is happening, or it develops fear or something of this sort. Not bad. What if the electricity that is flowing through starts enjoying the music or feels sad because of the tune that is being played? It doesn't happen that way. That means that the process of involvement is an after effect at a much later stage, which is not expected. Let's look at one more example. This is something very similar to what you have done in school at a very low level in science. Let's say there's a big vessel, there's a partition, and there is water on one side. Nothing on this side, water stored up, so it has a lot of potential energy. Now I make a small hole below in the partition, and immediately the water from this side starts flowing to the other side, result into a lot of activity imbalance till it finally stabilizes. The situation is exactly similar to or comparable to the water with potential as Prakriti and Purusha, the hole that has opened up to cause it to start moving. Only the hole, meaningless. Stored water, no activity, only potential. The instant they come together, what you have is a lot of activity. That's exactly what happens between Prakriti and Purusha. And for that activity to take place are the remaining 23 factors that we talked of. But then, as I said, there is an involvement issue. In the reality, in life that we see around us, the Purusha gets involved in whatever is happening in the Prakriti. This entanglement is the one that is referred to in Indian philosophy as the samsara. He is influenced by the emotions, the shad ripus of Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsar, six of them. And these begin to take over the various feelings, the emotions that the Prakriti creates in the Purusha. The English equivalent words are lust and anger, greed, delusion, attachment, pride, arrogance, jealousy, envy. All these influence our mind. And these are the things that cause the interaction that we see in between everything that is around us. It is this involvement in worldly pleasures and their deprivations that creates grief or sorrow or dukkha. Uh, this dukkha uh, could be, and the emotional changes could also be because of the excessive pleasures and their deprivations also. The dukkha itself could be physical or mental. Individual physical is when I fall down, have an accident, break my hand and leg, and I feel bad, sad. It could be the death of a loved one. When I lost my mother, I was depressed and sad for a very long time. So that's one more cause of dukkha because my involvement was there. Uh, Dukkha could also be because of natural calamities like tsunamis that wash out things, or an earthquake that destroys a lot of things, or a flood uh, that washes out things from a small village. Now, all these could also create dukkha. Or dukkha could also be luck based. A person could be born in utter poverty, or he could be born paraplegic, or he could be born blind, or he could have experienced some of these and then gone paraplegic or blind, and that would result into dukkha. So it is this dukkha that is the cause of a majority of um, involvements and detachments uh, that are expected that do not take place, which results into pain for an individual. What all philosophies in Hinduism or in our culture all talk of this dukkha nirodha, a removal of sorrow as the prime objective of everything, and freedom from it would lead to moksha or salvation. Becoming free of the entanglement of Purusha by self realization through conscious efforts is moksha or salvation. And that can come only through complete knowledge true knowledge, samyak jnana. As I told you, this is a word originally from the Sankhya philosophy. Later on, obviously borrowed by the Buddhists when they talked of so many aspects of samyak. I had discussed this long back. Let's not delve into that right now. Mm. Uh, so it is this samyak aspect of knowledge that is very essential. Uh, all encompassing is what it really means. Knowledge that encompasses all information. If that is known, then your involvement, if you realize all these 25 factors, if you realize that they are a separate issue, if you realize that that's not a part of what you really inside you yourself are. And what is that ahankar or self? It's that me inside. I have grown from when I was a small child. When I started realizing, I called myself me. My body has changed over all these years. Now it's getting old, and still I'm talking of that me inside. Physical biology says every 6 months, majority of your cells have already changed. But I still call something me myself. That is the ahankar or the one or the purush that is there inside me. And it is this that must realize that it is not the body that matters. That knowledge, that awareness is the crux of everything. Uh, these, of course, what I have been talking last time and this time, are some of the basic aspects of what Sankhya philosophy is. There are more deeper versions of understanding in this. As I said, I have covered only the basics. If you've liked whatever I have said, uh, read a little more, understand a little more, go deeper, get into deeper waters. Tell your friends about it. Let them know that you have understood Sankhya philosophy. Uh, like and subscribe to this channel so that you will be notified as to when the next lecture would come up, or what I will be talking of in the next one. Uh, Pass on the knowledge. And that's the crux of what we are trying to do. Till we meet again for the next step in this again. This is Prakash Zog saying Namaskar.